Could you survive a nuclear war? And if so, where would be the safest place on Earth to do so? An unthinkable question, but one that we'll explore today. The answer isn't straightforward. It's a complex interplay of factors: geographical location, political alliances, infrastructure, and more. It's not just about where the bombs might fall, but also about where the fallout won't. It's about where you could live, not just survive. Today, we delve into the safety levels of different countries in the event of a nuclear war. First, let's explore the countries that would be the safest in the event of a nuclear war. At the top of the list is Switzerland. Known for its political neutrality, Switzerland has long been a safe haven during times of global conflict. But it's not just their neutral stance that makes them a safe bet. The Swiss have a robust infrastructure in place, with an extensive network of fallout shelters that can accommodate their entire population. This readiness, coupled with their mountainous terrain, makes Switzerland a formidable fortress against nuclear fallout. Next, we journey to the remote islands of New Zealand. Geographically, New Zealand is isolated from the major players in global politics. This isolation, along with their small population and lack of major military infrastructure, makes them an unlikely target in a nuclear conflict. Moreover, New Zealand's varied terrain, from mountain ranges to vast forests, provides natural barriers that could help shield its inhabitants from nuclear fallout. Lastly, we turn our eyes to the icy landscapes of Iceland. This Nordic island nation is isolated in the North Atlantic, far away from the nuclear powerhouses of the world. Its isolation, combined with a small population and lack of strategic military value, makes it an unlikely target in a nuclear conflict. Furthermore, Iceland is powered almost entirely by renewable energy sources, reducing their dependence on foreign oil and further decreasing their potential as a target. Now, it's important to remember that safety in a nuclear war is relative. Even these countries considered the safest would still face significant challenges in the aftermath of a global nuclear conflict. Issues such as food scarcity, disruption of trade, and potential environmental changes would be universal problems. However, the geographical isolation, political neutrality, and robust infrastructure of these countries could provide a measure of safety and resilience in the face of such a catastrophic event. So, if you're looking for a safe haven in the face of nuclear war, these countries might be your best bet. Now, what about the other end of the spectrum? Which countries would be the most dangerous in a nuclear war? Let's start with the United States. As the world's leading military superpower, the US is a prime target in any theoretical nuclear war scenario. With political tensions running high with various nations and a vast number of military bases in strategic locations, the US presents a plethora of targets for a potential nuclear strike. Combine this with densely populated urban areas, and you've got a recipe for disaster. Moving on to Russia, another potent military force, it is also a prime target. Its significant nuclear weapons arsenal makes it a threat to potential enemies, increasing its chances of being targeted. Its vast landmass and strategic importance also make it a key player in the deadly game of nuclear warfare. China, the world's most populous nation and an emerging superpower, is no less dangerous. With its growing military prowess and escalating tensions with neighboring countries, China is a prime candidate for nuclear targeting. Its densely populated cities would suffer greatly in the event of a nuclear attack, making the potential for human loss staggering. But it's not just about being a target. These countries are also dangerous due to their ability to retaliate. The US, Russia, and China all possess extensive nuclear arsenals, capable of inflicting catastrophic damage. In a nuclear war, these nations wouldn't just be victims, they'd be key players, with the power to escalate the conflict to unimaginable levels. And consider the fallout. Nuclear war doesn't stop at the point of impact. Radioactive fallout can spread over vast areas, affecting countries far removed from the initial conflict. In densely populated regions, this could lead to a secondary catastrophe, even in nations not directly involved in the conflict. In these countries, the threat of nuclear war is a far more immediate and terrifying prospect. So, where does that leave us in our quest for safety in a nuclear war? We've journeyed through the safest havens, those countries buffered by geography or political standing, less likely to feel the immediate impact of nuclear conflict. We've also ventured into the danger zones, countries directly in the line of fire or vulnerable to radiation spread. The truth is, no place is completely safe in a nuclear war, but understanding the factors that contribute to safety can help us make informed decisions in the face of such a threat.